Today is August 27th, 2026. I am driving to my full-time job. This week, a couple changes occurred in my workout plan. I've been having a hemorrhoid flare. So, that being said, I worked with my weights on, I believe it was Monday. It was Monday. I did a progressive session. I did chest, tricep, and back. And then Tuesday, I wanted to go outside and run. And I ran. And I ran 1.3-ish, 1.34, I believe the actual number was. 1.34 miles. My watch does kilometers really well and pedometer pretty well. But it's a Chinese-based watch. So the heart rate and the actual calories, that's not accurate at all. So we take it for what it's worth. It was 15 minutes and 29 seconds. So it's like, it was something like a 11-minute mile, which is not like incredible. But hey, from couch to pavement, that's something. Also, I signed up for a 5K on Thanksgiving morning at 8:30 in the morning. My post time's 8:32. It's hosted by the YMCA. It's called the Gobble Wobble. I always wanted to do this one for like at least 3 years now. But I don't know, I never did it. So now I'm doing it. It's at the Navy Yard, 4800 South Broad Street, Philadelphia. I want to do this. So I want to be in a place to do this, and I want to start by hitting my legs to the pavement, so to speak. I want to actually start putting the miles in the week. And I have one pair of shoes to actually put the miles on. My quads I did the run on Tuesday. My quads were on fire Wednesday, so I only did elliptical in the house. Wednesday, well, on Tuesday, I also went to the proctologist and got treated for hemorrhoids. So I was going to go do weighted training and do my legs that day. And I was like, nope, and nope. So yesterday, my quads were on fire. And I'm like, nah. So I only did elliptical. And even like 25 minutes on the elliptical, I still consider that a win because you're not falling off. You're doing something. This is the whole method that I want to preach with being a first responder and doing this type of training that I do to get myself eventually to a classic physique stage. Never fall off. You don't have to hit PRs every time, but don't fall off. Don't completely just say, if I can't get the best of the best every time, I ain't doing it. No. Forget that noise. You gotta do it, man. You just don't go fall off. Like, even if you feel lazy and don't want to get up and do it, or you were spent, from the night before and it's 11 a.m. and you got to be in at 2, like today. Do it. I did. So yesterday it was what? And one day after the run. So today was 2 days after the run. So what did I do? I did a 50-minute walk to the Northeast Airport and turned around and came home. And I worked my legs, but because my quads were more on fire, I did Romanian deadlifts for my hamstrings. And I used the 32 kilogram kettlebell for each side. So that's 70.5 pounds. I felt something. And then I did Bulgarian squats. I want to explain what a Bulgarian squat is. That's where you put your foot on a bench, like a bench press bench. And then you do like a lunge-like move with the other foot. And I want to say, I'm going to mess this up. Isometric? No. Oh God, it's the same side moving. like working with the same side. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm sorry, for not knowing the word before ranting on YouTube. I want to do a flush session, even though like my legs are still quote unquote on fire. So I used a 35-pound kettlebell and did the same sided work as like, so like I'm showing as the example, my right leg, my right arm, I'm holding the 35-pound kettlebell and I'm doing reps with that, not on the opposite arm where it's the non-working side, the one that's on the bench. It's not isotonic. It's not isometric. So iso meaning same side, not cato. Cato is like opposite, right? I don't know. I have the camera on, so I can't really Google or GPT this. But yeah, I worked the same side, did one flush set of that just to kind of touch the quadriceps. Because my legs are on fire, but I want to also get them to, it's like an active recovery. I want them to be moving and functional while they're recovering. So what was that? 35 pounds, 8 or 9 reps. I have to look at the notes on each side. And that was it. Like, we're just touching it. I did the majority of my work on my hamstrings today. And then tomorrow, I want to do 2 runs a week. So tomorrow I want to aim for a run before I go. I got to go to another doctor appointment tomorrow morning. But that could be it could be my run, is running to the doctor's office since he's within walking distance. But that would be a different type of run because I wouldn't want to run the entire way there. We'll play with it. Maybe Saturday will be my run. Point is, tomorrow or Saturday, I'm going to do another run and I'm going to knock out more elliptical and walking to reduce hemorrhoid flaring, and also do my now 2 times a week running goal to get to my 5K goal. I want the legs to get used to the new litness. The running adds stress, I understand that, but it's a different type of stress than what I'm used to than like doing 500 pounds on a leg press machine. You know, it's a lot different. But neither are bad. It's just, I always want to be in a place where I'm always improving. The end goal is to be a competitive classic physique bodybuilder. Not the winner, but the one that's on stage while working as a parent. In multiple EMS healthcare related jobs. That's the end goal. That's the end goal. While being a dad, while being a husband. Because now, in my life path, family is more important than the actual dollar. Being there for the kids is what actually matters. Being there for my wife is what actually matters. Putting God above everything is what actually matters. After that, it comes health and fitness. So, God, family, fitness. Then work. So, I want to get to a place also where I'm always ready to go into the Fire Academy. What do I mean by that? The Fire Academy, you need to weigh a certain weight. For me, it's 211. So I want to weigh under 211. Of course. Last time I weighed myself for the Fire Academy in 2015, I was 209. I had to stop lifting weights for like a month or so when they were telling me about orientation and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh God, I need this. So I would just do 2 a day cardios. I would do elliptical and jog in the park. And I would jog with a sauna suit. I don't recommend this now because you're losing water weight. You're not really losing fat. Different strokes for different folks. And I was doing T25 DVDs with Shaun T Focus. Yes, he talks with a lisp. Now I want to get to a place where I'm always ready to be called by the fire academy if they were to reinstate me as a paramedic or call me in to be a firefighter. I let myself fall off when I was at the fire department because it was like, why try harder? Why not just make the money? And you get caught up in the investments, you get caught up in paying the bills, you get caught up in having money in the bank because that's your sense of security. But then you get huge. What was I, like 290 at the heaviest? It was horrible. I looked horrible. And at one point it was like, dude, you were handsome, you know, you were hot. What the fuck happened to you? And you know, my wife at the time wanted nothing to do with me. She didn't want to touch me. She didn't want to talk to me. She was grossed out by me. I you know, I'm only going to talk about what I did wrong. You know, a failed marriage is both people. I'm not going to say it's not all me because it definitely wasn't. But I'm not going to start talking shit on my social media about other people. I could have improved by not. I don't know. I didn't have to get there. I mean, that said, like it could that couldn't have prevented what happened, but still, like you gotta do your part and take your accountability. Going forward, fitness is going to be a complete thing for me. I don't want to get to a point. Say, for example, I don't know the future. I don't know anything. Say, for example, I go to the fire department again as a firefighter. I hit the weight. I got my cardio floored to where I'm able to just start running all the time and keep it there. And I'm running twice a week, and I'm doing, I don't know, what you say? I do 1 2-mile run and 1 3-mile run a week. I get in the fire academy. I clear the fire academy after 10 months. I'm on the street. I got my set schedule. And now they're like throwing overtime at me to where I could go back to be making like 200 something thousand, 180,000, whatever it is, right? I don't want to be making that money anymore because it comes at a cost. To make $200,000 at the fire department, you have to be one, maximum pay, which I was, and two, you have to live at your job and kind of let your health and family deteriorate. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. I'd rather put that effort into building a classic physique that can go on stage at any time. So I want to not only be ready for the quote unquote academy, I want to be there for life. Like I want to be ready for military, ready for academy, ready. I want to be like, you guys know about Caleb and Joshua from the Bible, from Genesis? They were the only two ones that survived when they were the ones who saw the giants and they said, yeah, they're giant. We can take the land. We got God on our side. And then God kept them alive. And Joshua was well into his 80s. And he was still like hard as a rock. And he's like, yep, I'm a warrior. And I'm going to take this land now. I'm going to be the first judge of Israel. That's what I want to be like. I want to be like a nice Joshua who's ripped. And Caleb, be ripped old men. That's what's up. I want to be a ripped warrior like Caleb. Ripped warrior like Joshua. Yep. It'd be nicer to have the wiener working too at that age. That'd be awesome. I wouldn't be angry probably like Trump is. You know what I mean? That's probably why he's like really angry. Because his weenie isn't working anymore. That makes sense. So somehow this went into politics and religion in the same paragraph. And sexual innuendo. Huh.
wild. I got nothing else to add. Hope you all have a nice day and take care. God bless.